Tak, ahojte všichni, já zdravím u dnešního streamu po další době. Máme tady special program na Honkai Starlight na verzi 3.6, trvá to 40 minut. Podíváme se to, občas zase něco přetočíme, nebudeme se nějak do toho zabývat, prostě klasiku. A samozřejmě special redemption kódy nezapomeňte do dnešní 12 hodin. Ti, co se díváte ze záznamu, tak bohužel. Většina z vás to asi už aj viděla, takže není co diskutovat. Abych řekl pravdu, třeba z Genshinu ten special program jsem ani ten celý neviděl, já jsem udělal ten zkrácený, ale jdem na to. Já to trochu zesílím. Už byly oznámené nové postavy, tak já to jenom... Já jsem to myslím i vinul přetáčel, jako nemá cenu tam ten příběh, zase budu diskutovat určitě. V začátku máme trailer. Takže už máme ušetřených 35 minut. Lady Agla. Já ten příběh ani v Honkai úplně jsem pozadu, jako fakt. Ta nová postava. Nová postava March by to měla být, ale jak říkám, já tam příběh nehrál vůbec teď. Jsem o 2-3 updaty pozadu v příběhu, možná 2, jenom. A Jibi Danghe bude mi nová verze jeho bude. Ale tu novou March, nebo kdo to je? Dangheho nebudu warpovat. A ještě toto bude poslední update, kde bude Fate warpy na Sebu a Archera a i landcoiny, takže doporučuji, pokud jste ještě neskoušeli, tak by to měl být poslední update 3.6. Jsem zvědavý na toto, já to vůbec nehrál. Jí bych si zkusil získat. Nevím, co ona je vůbec přesně, ale hádám, že to zjistíme. Ok, já jsem to zkusil, no zpátky. Uvidíme, no. Možná bude i dokončený ten příběh toho, ne? To je update 3.6, tak ještě 3.7, 3.8 a v lednu na začátku roku by měla být nová oblast. Nepletuli se.
Your world has a day-night cycle. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's a pleasure to be back for the version 3.6 Back to Earth and Evernight special program. I'm your most beloved host, Albert.
Zvědavit znovu oblast bude příští rok v lednu. Bude mít tu japonský nádech už.
Hi everyone, it's a pleasure to be back on the special program. I'm Himiko.
Myslím, že ten japonský special program byl kratší, 6 minutový.
Hello everyone, I'm Dan Hung, the Express's guard.
4 minuty to bylo.
No see, dear viewers. I am Sunday.
I'm very happy to see you all again. It's always nice to meet old acquaintances.
Thank you, Mr. Albert, for inviting us. You're still as lively as always.
It feels like we've only met yesterday. I
Budu
can't
to
believe
mluvit
it's
prostě,
already
jak
been
budu
so long.
mít co říct.
Reuniting with
Asi.
old friends is like a bird returning to its nest.
Ale
It's
za
good
to
to
tak
see that
něco
you're
nechám.
doing well, Mr. Albert.
To be perfectly honest, I've been really looking forward to seeing you all again. It's like having a family reunion.
Mr. Albert is welcome to come visit the Express more often. I've even gotten some inspiration from Amphorius for a new style of coffee.
Well, I'll definitely visit if I have time. But let's first get to today's main topic. In the previous version story, the Trailblazer took on the role of the Deliverer.
To nevím, protože jsem to nehrál ještě.
With the combined efforts of our companions, both inside and outside Amphorius, this world has completed its final flame chase journey according to our will.
We also forced Lygus to compromise with us. Without that genius's constant meddling and obstructions, we have an even greater chance of defeating Iron Tomb.
Miss March, or should I say Miss Evernight, provided critical assistance on this front.
Definitely. She helped the Trailblazer break free from the Exomyth and return to Amphorius, and she also headed over the core flame of world bearing to us.
Mm-hmm. Even though she looks quite different, I still believe that March is on our side.
But it feels like Evernight has a dangerous aura about her. What exactly happened to March?
Yeah, those jellyfish floating around here don't look like they should be messed with.
The situation in
Expect
Amphorius is
March.
changing rapidly. Based on what Miss Evernight
To,
said,
to je správně, ale
it seems she also has her own ideas
není
about
to, je to
Aranova.
jméno její, no.
Mr. Sunday is quite perceptive.
Sunday tež
In the version
nepřekladají.
3.6 story, Evernight will attempt to save Amphorius by implementing her own idea of Aranova.
Her own idea? Would it deviate from the plans we made with the Chrysosaurs?
Even though Evernight has good intentions and won't harm the Trailblazer, her plans do indeed clash with our current concept of deliverance. So Evernight ends up interfering with the Trailblazer's plans through certain means.
Time is running out. There's no more room for hesitation, Miss Himiko. I wish to return to Amphorius.
But you've only been back for such a short time, and it's too risky with all the dangers Amphorius has shown.
Any risk is worth it as long as we can bring back the Trailblazer in March and reunite all the Express crew.
Má taky ten vibe, jak ta
You would do the same
stavka.
in my place.
ještě s tím dešníkem.
You're right. I should have known you'd
O,
say something like
podobný,
that.
no.
Since Amphorius is a world enveloped in memoria, there must also be something I can assist with. Miss Himiko, I will do everything I can to help them return safely. I also believe that Miss Black Swan will make the same choice.
You kids. Promise me that you'll take care of yourselves, all right?
I will.
Of course.
My heart! I'm so moved! Oh, the Astral Express family must be brought back together. However, due to the time dilation inside Amphorius, Don Hung may see some serious changes once he's back on Amphorius.
Is this the sacred tree in the Grove of Epiphany? Why are all its leaves dyed gold?
Only a few grains of sand have fallen through the hourglass, but already so many years have passed. There is something melancholic about it.
There also seems to be a few strange creatures here.
These are actually twisted monsters when the Garden of Recollection's mimetic life forms merge with the destruction
Tam
of
než se
Gold
podívám, to bude
Blood.
trvat.
They're preventing Don Hung and the Trailblazer from reuniting. In order to make our journey go more smoothly, I'll present some intel here about the head of these monsters, the I-Core Memo Sprite, Judge of Oblivion. This monster's specialty is that it can target a single ally character and launch multiple single target attacks. If the target of the Judge of Oblivion's attack is protected by a shield, the Judge's toughness will be reduced after the attack.
Looks like you'd ideally want a character in your team that provides shields when fighting this monster.
Exactly. In addition, before the Judge of Oblivion uses its ultimate, we have to manually select an ally character to take the most damage.
Gilotina.
Also, in the version 3.6 story, we will head into and explore the great tomb of a nameless titan.
Nameless? Is there a 13th Titan outside the 12 we know?
This is the deepest ruin in Amphorius. After it is stripped of its mythical embellishments, the colossal storage matrices flicker incessantly, recording an unknown past.
Oh? An unknown past?
Uh-huh. We learned previously in the story how the two paths of erudition and destruction have influenced Amphorius. This world is less a place where paths intersect and more a place where paths battle to the death. And now the path of
Mě hrozně povídají o tom příběhu, pak tam řeknou něco o postavách, pak event a konec.
I'll let you in on a little secret. Perhaps it
So
all has
tam je
something to do
trailer
with a
ještě,
certain pink
ty pauzy.
companion.
Ah.
Okay, now let's take a short break. So
No.
we'll resume when we're back.
Tak, to přeskočíme. Vypadá dobře ta postava. Redemption kody aktivujte. Jí bych se zkusil získat. A představíme si ji, dobrý. Vypadá dobře. Mně se líbí taky upírský vibe. To nepletu. Mně se líbí, teda vypadá to dobře, taky temné, gotické, nevím, to popsat. Změní a hádám, že daberka bude stejná, ale trochu ten...
Alright, so March was drawn into Amphorius
Bude
for
krajo,
some unknown
a tam ten,
reason,
to nevím, co to přesně.
but she also
Evernight.
transformed into Evernight? What's the relationship between the two of them?
Well, according to what Evernight herself said, Evernight symbolizes March 7th's forgotten past, and she's existed up to this point in order to protect March 7th's future. We learn from the 3.4 storyline that March 7th, who appeared to be encased in ice on the Express, actually entered Amphorius before we did. Evernight only shows up when March 7th's life is in grave danger, which means March 7th must have encountered serious trouble during her time adventuring alone.
Grave danger. That's...
She symbolizes the forgotten past. That means Evernight's formidable powers could also originate from March's unknown past.
Mm-hmm. Don Hung and the Trailblazer aren't the only ones on the Express hiding mysterious powers. Of course, March 7th has always been the most precious thing to Evernight, and the one she'll give everything to protect. So even though her intentions are good, Evernight is willing to do whatever it takes to protect March 7th and make March's wishes come true, regardless of the collateral damage. You've got to be careful around her.
Actually, there was something in version 3.5 that I've been thinking about this whole time. Those memo keepers from the Garden of Recollection who tried to trick the Trailblazer seemed very afraid of Evernight. The memo keepers left as quickly as possible when she appeared. Is there some connection between Evernight and the Remembrance?
No, we can't reveal any specifics right now. But the Remembrance is not a unified faction.
No, it's
Different
not what
sects and memo keepers all have their own agendas. Evernight is very aware of the plot that the Garden of Recollection is currently scheming, and she hasn't held back in dealing with these memo keepers to clear the way for the Trailblaze. Naturally, she became someone they wish to avoid.
Jdu si chci zkusit Evernight.
All right, I'll leave it to everyone to find
Warp
out
notes.
more of Evernight's story in the game. Next, let's see what Evernight does in combat.
Vykrajo, ale
Evernight's
tam to ne.
forte is working in sync with memo sprites.
No,
Her memo
super.
sprite is called Evie, and it shows up as a little jellyfish next to her when she enters battle. Evernight can increase the crit damage of all memo sprites on the team. The more Remembrance characters on the team, the bigger the increase.
Aha!
Fascinating.
When she summons the
Oh, fair.
jellyfish during combat, Evernight gains Memoria. Accumulating Memoria will gradually increase the damage dealt by the
Vydává.
jellyfish. After reaching a certain number of Memoria stacks, the jellyfish will immediately take action and deal damage to all enemies.
Her combat style is completely different from March's previous styles. It's much more intimidating.
It seems that if you want Evernight to perform better in battle, you need to accumulate a lot of Memoria and trigger the jellyfish to self-destruct as much as possible to deal more damage.
Exactly! When Evernight or the jellyfish's HP drops, Evernight will gain a certain amount of Memoria, and both herself and the jellyfish will gain buffs. Here
Díle
comes the
nějaký.
key point. When she uses her ultimate, Evernight deals damage to all enemies, and she and the jellyfish will enter a special enhanced state called Darkest Riddle. In that special enhanced state, the damage dealt by Evernight and the jellyfish is increased. After Evernight uses her enhanced skill, she'll also gain extra Memoria.
Even the jellyfish changed to a red and black color. Evernight in this state seems much more dangerous.
Why is Evernight always holding an umbrella?
This umbrella is her little assistant. When she's facing enemies, it becomes her weapon, dragging the enemies into the Evernight. After using her technique, at the start of the next battle, Evernight increases all ally memo sprites' crit damage and gains some points of Memoria. Alright, now let's take a look at our other companion
Don
who gained a new form. Don Hung Perman
Don Hung.
Sorterai.
A i odvoz už bude mít, jo? To nemá v té verzi. Takové.
So, what happened to Mr. Dan Hong? How did he gain a new form?
On his journey to find the Trailblazer, Dan Hung encountered obstacles in the shape of both Evernight and Terravox, demigod of Earth. After obtaining the power from Bipedal Lune's Azure Dragon, Dan Hung took another step forward on the path of permanence to protect his friends and save Amphorius. He unlocked the powers of Permansor Terrai, powers that only belong to him.
The golden dragon soars above the lands for one reason: to protect all.
It seems as though Dan Hung's powers this time are related to the earth and mountains, unlike his water dragon form from before. Overall, he also seems a lot more composed.
This trailblazing expedition through Amphorius has strengthened my true inner desire. I want to do all I can to protect my companions. Permansor Terrai's powers come from this desire.
Having taken the Earth Core Flame, Dan Hung also becomes even more closely tied to this world.
So, is this why Mr. Dan Hung is now taller?
Amphorius's earth creatures usually have powerful builds, like mountain dwellers and dromuses. I suppose that growing taller is a side effect of accepting the Earth Core Flame.
Ah.
Only by comprehending and aligning with the way of the world can one's path lead to everlasting existence. For the person Dan Hung is right now, aligning with the way of the world means to share the same fate as Amphorius. In the future, Dan Hung will continue to explore the way of the permanence and look for more possibilities within the permanence.
After gaining these new powers, I can provide my team with comprehensive protection during battle. When using my skill, I will designate one allied character as my bond
Vždycky vyjde nový
and summon
update,
soul
nové
dragon
postavy
form.
a nové
At the
přátelé,
same
tak ty
time,
postavy se tam nejvíc
I will
hodí.
provide a stackable shield to all allies.
Oh? You can give your teammate an extra summon?
When Soul Dragon takes action, it dispels one debuff from all allies and provides a shield.
You've kept your word and carried out your conviction to protect everyone. You sure bring a sense of security.
When I use my ultimate, I will deal damage to all enemies and provide a shield to all allies. At this time, Soul Dragon will be enhanced. When it takes action, it will launch a follow-up attack on all enemies.
By using follow-up attacks, Soul Dragon can also build up more shields for the entire team, adding
To je
another
docela
layer of
užitečná
protection.
postava než.
Take another look at the screen.
Ale
When
bude v druhé
finding his
fázi, ne?
bond mate and activates his territory, the Soul Dragon can follow him into the effect to safeguard him.
When I use my technique, I will daze the enemies within a certain radius and make the character who triggers
Postava
combat
ještě furt
my
něco
bond
nového
mate.
vymýšlet, dej pokoj.
At the start of the next battle, I will use my skill once on this character without consuming any skill points.
The ability to grant a summon to a teammate will make for a lot of fun combinations.
Tady tu postavu teďka co je, zkoušel jsem verpovat, ale asi už přestanu, aby na tu Evernight mohl šetřit a ještě tu Seibu, ji mám garantovanou, už teď zas. Jsem totiž nedávno Seibu pohrál.
Let's take a look at version 3.6's
Ukáž.
banners. In version 3.
Evernight, ale ty tady její linecode vypadá dobře, OK, tak čtverky, ty mám kompletně, takže
Which
jsem
is
rád
first half
už.
Wolf event, Trailblazers can acquire the limited 5-star character Evernight. Limited
Evernight.
5-star light cone to Evernight stars will also have a boosted drop rate. In the first half,
Herta bude mít. Se vrátí a její linecode nemám, tak uvidíme.
limited 5-star character
Už víme, kdo bude, už je nová postava na update 3.7, to vypadá tež dobře, takže
is returning, and at the same time,
ale mám hodně
5-star light cone
ale
will
jdu
be
jak získat,
available.
říkám jsem pozadu.
Once again. In version 3.6's
Druhé fázi Dan,
second
he?
half Warp event, Trailblazers can acquire
Lisa
the
bude, jo,
limited
ty
5-star
vole,
character Dan Hung Permansor Terra.
Bude s ním.
The limited 5-star light cone, The Worlds Apart, will also have a boosted drop rate.
Boost.
In the second half, the limited 5-star character
Anaxa,
Next
ten byl nedávno,
is
ne?
returning.
Jako
At the same
novej.
time, the
Wow,
limited
už
5-star
rerun, no.
light cone,
Okay.
Light
No se
to
pletu,
Recast
bylo na
of
začátku
Flame,
roku,
will
nevím.
become available once again.
OK, to mě
Thank you
nezajímá.
for the introductions, Mr. Albert.
No problem. And I've got even more news. Version 3.6 will also have a new animated short. This animated
Ooh.
short contains a very important part of the story in version 3.6. Make sure you don't miss it!
Oh, an animated short about Don Hung? Then we'll have to pay close attention. The art style also looks quite unique this time.
Jo, też.
The lines and colors are clearly defined, with a very strong 2D feel.
2D.
It's almost like a mural, and it's definitely very different from the usual animated shorts.
In addition, a mirrored Celestia short about March 7th is also coming soon, so stay tuned!
Vypadá pěkně.
Well, the animated short isn't the only thing with a unique style. We saw many unique things about March and Don Hung today, too.
Mm-hmm. Since setting out in the Star Rail, March 7th and Don Hung have been the Trailblazers' closest companions. They've experienced so much together, and they've all quietly gone through various changes throughout the journey. Before the start of this program, Don Hung asked me if he could take this opportunity to say a few heartfelt words to the Trailblazer. Mr. Don Hung?
Thank you, Mr. Albert. Now then. You once asked what trailblazing meant to me. It has taken on thousands of wills and thousands of forms. To trailblaze is to be with those who save themselves. It is to be with all living things. And to be with you. No matter the ebb and flow of fate, even in the face of tempestuous seas, in the name of trailblazing, I will guard your way forward. Calamity undone lands beneath me. What remains is permanence.
To. Kdy tu claim limit. To nechápu. Jako zdarma? Ne.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Up next, it's time for the
Eventy.
version events. On a warm and sunny day.
To už můžeme překročit, to si prostě zahrajeme a vyzkoušíme.
Both liked
Well,
Mom, baby, stationary.
Nemá cenu se na to dívat.
it is petition, prospective
To se
spirits
stará
that
o
shows for the
mazlíčka.
child out to elect
OK.
They raised them
to assess or
Won't pass.
in addition to trigger some
Those air
with the healthy and strong.
can trailblaze.
In version 3.6, the event Colorful Mayhem will come online. First, the Seal Slammers event
Zas,
will
to už po
return
třetí,
in a
ne?
new multiplayer mode called Double Seals. This time, the Trailblazer can come back
Collecting the
oh,
a best of the flaw single comp low
Word
Máme
remake
arkadové hry.
of class
event.
version 3.6 also brings another combat event for Trailblazers. One day, Kate, a member of the Penacony Bloodhound family, picked up a dream bubble called Try Not to Laugh Challenge, and she invited the knowledgeable and experienced Trailblazer to participate in this mysterious challenge. In the challenge, some characters will turn into comedians. When the surprise box on the action bar takes action, the comedians can open up a surprise gift from within and
Vlastně
provide
ne,
combat
já jsem si, že
assistance to the
to...
team.
During music,
OK.
full event.
asked fool.
we've added in addition, for Trailblazers looking to challenge themselves and test their limits.
Nový
We've
ten.
added a new high difficulty trial in version 3.6 that will be updated periodically, named Anomaly Arbitration. Anomaly Arbitration will be updated once every version, and Trailblazers will be able to face extremely challenging enemies in
No já
this
mám
mode.
problém s těma, co tam jsou třeba teďka
Extremely
v těch modech.
challenging. Can you elaborate on that, Mr. Owlbert?
Anomaly Arbitration consists of 3 trial stages and 1 final stage. Trailblazers must form 3 separate teams to take on the trial stages. After completing the trial stages, Trailblazers can assemble any characters into a team to challenge the even more difficult final stage.
It does seem very intimidating.
Once they clear the final stage, Trailblazers can obtain the brand new Interference key item.
Oh,
When using variable dice to reassign subsidiary stats of a 5-star relic, the interference key can be added to block one subsidiary stat, Ready that stat for being enhanced during this reroll.
That is very useful. Now there's a higher chance of enhancing key substats.
Yep.
To je
In
pravda.
addition to this, Trailblazers can obtain limited time avatar frames and medals based on their score when clearing the stage.
Okay.
Furthermore, there will be a brand new store added in version 3.6. Trailblazers can exchange tokens in the store for rewards, which include the Pet Complainer.
It really is Complainer. So cute. I like to challenge myself, so I'll definitely try this event out.
Tokens are mainly obtained through clearing anomaly arbitration stages. At the same time, you can also use Jade Feathers to exchange for a certain amount of the new token in each period's Priceless Jewels store. The store's offerings will continue to expand in the future. Trailblazers will also receive a little surprise gift from Pom Pom on version 3.6. When Trailblazers log into the game, they will obtain an interference key for free and a certain amount of the new token.
Thank you.
There's still more version news to share with you. With
Tak, už jsme skoro na konci.
10.
Ty eventy nemá cenu, to vždycky si člověk zahraje sám. Ten já to zapomenu, člověk zapomene třeba já ty eventy, co budou. Jasně, login, super. Prostě Genshin, když má nový update, taky by to mělo dávat pokaždé. Jenom když je výročí nebo Lantra event nebo léto, nebo ani v létě to vlastně nebývá.
In version 3.6,
Třeba tolik reliků a tady v Genshinu tolik artefaktů, že člověk už typ, co kdysi sbíral, potřeboval je, už vůbec nepotřebuje a musí nové zazbírat.
World Remaking Deliverer and Self-Enshrouded Recluse.
Version 3.6 also brings some system optimizations for everyone.
Jo, třeba Genshin mohl mít konečně 120
The main
FPS.
story replay function previously mentioned will officially come online. Trailblazers can choose to re-experience completed Trailblaze missions, Trailblaze continuances, and companion missions. At the same time, they can freely choose if they wish to view specific
dobrý.
cutscenes and
Thank you.
cinematics. Now catching up and keeping up with the story will be easier than ever.
And we can rewatch the most exciting clips and animations from the story.
Yes, of course. To help Trailblazers quickly understand the important events of the current version, version 3.6 will also introduce the Journey Highlights function. On the Journey Highlights tab, Trailblazers can quickly view important ongoing and upcoming events.
To je
They
dobrý.
can also get info about the rewards for the corresponding events.
It's certainly more intuitive now, and the goals are clearer.
Next up, we'll introduce some
To je
collaboration
kontrolér.
news. Honkai Star Rail, an 8-bit
Pěkně,
Early
ale
game
nepotřebuju.
now come to an end.
Takže to by bylo všechno, dámy a pánové. Asi to není dál co zdržovat. Sami napište svůj názor na nový update Honkai Star Rail 3.6. Co jeho říkáte, ale hlavně tak spíše, koho budete warpovat, na koho budete šetřit, koho chcete získat, jak se vám líbí ty postavy, co říkáte třeba na eventy. A uvidíme se u dalšího special programu z Honkai Starlight, ten bude 3.7, pak a možná už se dozvíme pomaličku nové líky na update 4.0 nebo do budoucna, pak ještě 3.8. Takže tak, to je ode mě vše a já se s vámi loučím a když jich videí a nebo streamů, záznamů někdy příště. Čau.